1, 2, 3, clap. Yep, of course you did.
Did it this time?
Yeah, I pretended. You never pretend.
I never pretend.
Hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast. Over there in Scotland, back from their road trip to England for work, that is Brogan Hastings.
And over there in Australia, back from one of the best comedians I've ever known, Joe Lycett, is Wayne Giovinazzi.
You know Joe Lycett? You know Joe Lycett personally?
I wish I knew Joe Lycett personally.
I did send you a photo from the Joe Lycett Theatre or whatever, the Riverside Theatre in Perth at the Perth Exhibition Convention Centre of this where me and Kez were seated, and it was a long way away. And I think I said something like, "Not used to sitting this far away," and you're like, "Don't they know who you are?" Oh wait, this isn't Vegas. Yeah,
yeah, we're not used to it. We're used to better.
Yeah,
we've become accustomed to a certain style of life.
That's right. We have a certain lifestyle that we've become accustomed to. Frankly, I'm surprised that I didn't get an email beforehand saying, "Hi Wayne, I heard you're coming to the show. I've organised this for meet you backstage." We'll get to the Joe Lycett experience in a minute, but we've got some cheese bag mail that we need to get to, which is relevant to our introduction. That's all it is.
Okay.
And this cheese bag mail comes from Scoop Mifa, and Scoop Mifa writes, "Wayne, how dare you be mad at Brogan for clapping at the start of the show? Are you mad at me when I'm at work and clap along as well? Much love." I assume... Agreed. Look, I'm not really... It's your fault. It's for your saying why you're so mad. That's in last episode.
Why are you so mad? Why are you so mad?
Yeah.
You looked... I mean, that's the thing. We don't record the video for this, which I think is a bit sad. But the look on your face, given that it was the second episode as well, and you knew I was doing it, it was just like utter disappointment. I was like, why are you mad?
It's commitment,
you know this is going to happen.
That's all it was.
Absolutely.
That's all it was, Scoop Mifa. It's just committing to the bit. We love the claps, and we can only thank Jacob for it. Audio guy Jacob from ICS for getting it in our head that it was something that we needed that we don't. Was that on? That wasn't on the air, was it? When I told Jacob, "Oh, you don't really need to clap and blah 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 to sync up," and he's like, "Yeah, that's great," as if I'm giving him audio tips.
Yeah, I don't think that was on there. I think that was when he was syncing Paul up.
Yep.
No, it might be on the air because we still have a bank episode that's to be.
I don't think it was, but yeah, he was not hearing a bar of it. He literally could not care less.
And he did it, and every time that he was doing it, because I'm so used to it, I was like fake clapping.
Yes, you were.
And he flipped me off.
Yeah. So maybe I was just channeling my inner Jacob, the audio guy. That's all it was.
Possibly.
You say that we don't record this or anything, but I think, the time is probably not going to be great for anybody. But I think when we launch the Patreon, which we haven't really done any work on yet, maybe that's when we should look at starting to Twitch stream as well at the same time.
That might be quite cool.
And we just keep and then anything that we talk about that we shouldn't talk about, we just remove that whole episode.
Yeah.
from the memory banks of Twitch.
I mean, it works for Ready Rich.
Yeah, there you go.
Sunday School.
Yep.
I mean, how many times has Penn broken an NDA on air?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, we don't have NDAs really. I've never signed anything.
No.
It was just trust of faith. Is that a word? They are. I know they're words. Is it a saying? Is it a phrase used in the human English language?
Possibly. Something like that, anyway.
Let's go, yes. All right, well, yeah, there you have it. No, Scoop Mifa, I'm definitely not mad at you when you clap along. In fact, it is encouraged for you to clap along. The problem, okay, I tell you the problem I really have with it, with Brogan's clapping, is that because we're doing this over Zoom, we're not in sync, which sounds funny considering what we just said. So your clap is nowhere near in time with the 1, 2, 3 clap that's being played.
Oh shit, I never even thought of that. It's in time for me.
Yeah, in time for you. But it's fine. It's fine. But I leave it in there out of sync on purpose as well because it doesn't matter. But all right.
So you just make it look like I'm just listening to it and just randomly.
Yeah, you're just randomly clapping. That's why I'm like, what, is there a fucking mosquito
I wanted to
or
join
something? I know how clap work.
I know how clap work.
But yeah.
Me clap good.
So we kind of billboarded it at the top of the show, which is still currently the time frame we're in now. If this was broken down into segments, this would be considered seg 1. You know, at the start in Taskmaster, where Alex Horn is like starts off with the number 1, but then seg 2 starts
Prize
and
task.
it's got like two. Yeah, this is the prize task. This is before the real. Oh well, no, it's still part of the real task proper as well, isn't it? Yeah, that doesn't matter. But went to go and see one of your favorite comedians, Joe Lycett.
I love Joe Lycett. It's so freaking funny.
I enjoy Joe Lycett. I've seen bits and pieces on YouTube and that. I haven't seen a full comedy special or anything, but also seen him all over the panel shows as well. Yeah,
he's very, very good on the panel shows. Can I ask though, what was the title of the tour that you went to see? Because his titles are always on point.
The real title was this is the title of the show that he wasn't allowed to put on billboards or posters or anything. Look, it was just called Joe Lycett, really. But the real title was Prince Andrew is a Nonce.
No!
Yes.
Oh my god.
And
usually his titles are like, the ones I remember say are more, how do you lice it?
Oh yes, that is this one.
That's
this is
the way,
technically
I lice it.
Yeah, more, how do you lice it is what this one is really called. But the post is just Joe Lycett, but the unofficial title, which he wasn't allowed to call it, is Prince Andrew is a Nonce.
I mean, he's right.
Yeah, that was the whole point. I think it was based on some graffiti that he saw, but he used that and said, "Oh, people are advertising my show." But the graffiti was Prince Andrew is a Nonce, and yes, that's correct. I did not purposefully miss out the R in Andrew. That is what it said. Yeah. Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew is a Nonce. But the show is exactly what you expect, because the comedy style, I guess if you're going to call it something, is just Joe Lycett being a troll.
Oh, 100%.
That's all it is. Because he goes on to talk about things like him trolling people on Twitter. And I say people, I'm talking about people who deserve it. Like
100%. That's the big difference with him. That's why, like if I hadn't heard of Joe Lycett and that's how somebody described it, his comedy is he's a troll, I'd be like, meh. But having seen the situations and stuff, yeah, it's people who fucking deserve it.
Yeah, and this is like members of parliament who are against the inclusivity and things like that. Yeah. Anti-gay, things like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil any of the show because this is his current touring show. But the second half is, so much went into it. And it's not just like his normal trolling someone or trolling a company because it's funny.
I think I've heard about this. It's something he's been working on for like years.
But then I'm thinking, I don't know if he had a grand plan and this is what it is, but I don't think it is, because more or less everything has stemmed from him wanting to one-up his friend's dickhead boyfriend. Not one up, but show up and like not let his friend's dickhead boyfriend beat him. So it's a huge story, but when it gets to the crescendo and finally pays off, it's like, oh wow, that is great. It's an amazing touching story. But then he goes into not the behind the scenes of it, but almost like the whole setup, which is like, no, has this all been done? Has all this been added afterwards, or was this from the start? It's hard to tell. I
mean, I wouldn't put it past him to have been planning this for years. To have been from the start.
The problem is that some of it can't have been planned years in advance. So I know it's hard to say, bearing in mind that I've not seen it. So yeah,
but I do remember him seeing a post posting something on Twitter like, there's a bit in the show that I have been working on for an incredibly long time. This is a big payoff.
Yeah, it's I can understand. I was a bit confused at the show at first as well, because it had an opening act who I really can't remember his name right now. I will edit it ready. just for you, I'm going to mouth it, and then we should have I'm not recording the video like you said. Oh well, never mind.
No.
Anyway, it was insert name here, and he was pretty funny as well. So it starts off with insert name here. I'm totally not going to go back and insert the name. This is just it. Yeah,
I know that.
And dear listener, you knew in your heart as well. We'll put it in the show notes. There we go.
Yeah.
So actually, Joe comes out first, just like introducing himself, and then introduces the support act, and then Joe's on stage for maybe 15, 20 minutes, and then there's intermission. Like, not even an hour into the show, and it's intermission already. Wow. Could not understand why. It's because this whole story is so involved and interconnected within itself that it needs that 40, 45 minutes or whatever it is to get through it all. But yeah, would recommend.
Good. Good. I do, yeah. Joe is one that if I see him, I've always missed him when he's been touring. So if I see him pop up at the Fringe or something, he's definitely on the list to see.
I'd be very surprised if this show eventually doesn't make it to like a special.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think certainly in the UK, he's too big now for it not to.
Yeah. And today he went and saw some, as King Lord Mr. Dr. Jimothy Michael Jotholomew Esquire II would say. Today, Joe Lycett went and saw some quokers. Or as regular people call them, quackers. So we're assuming, because he was very excited at the end of the show. He said, tomorrow I'm going to go see some quackers. I assume he's gone to Rottnest Island. That's it. This is something I wanted to talk about when Jim was bringing up quokers, and I wanted to correct him. How they're only found on Rottnest, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true, but the story goes, when Rottnest Island was discovered and the people saw all these little quackers I say little, they're small for a marsupial. But when people saw them, they were like, oh my God, giant rats. And it was called Rat's Nest Island, not Rottnest Island. I don't know if that's true, but they don't look like rats.
They don't
to
look
me.
like rats.
No. They're happy little marsupials.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cute.
Other thing I want to say about Joe Lycett, I don't know what he was wearing. It looked like some fancy fucking pajamas.
Oh, yeah.
He looked comfy.
Yeah, the man has style, and was it? Let me guess, it was shiny.
Oh, yeah, it was shiny, colourful stripes, but not like, I'm not talking rainbow colours. It was sort of like a dull, shiny orange and green vertical stripes. And they were like, had big cargo pockets on the sides of the legs.
Yep.
No idea what was going on there.
I try not to work out what his style is, because it's very much Joe Lycett and would not work on anybody else.
I was thinking about this while we were there, right? Like, all the stories are based in, at least based in truth and just fucking around.
Yeah.
It feels very much like us talking about adventures that we've had in Vegas and things like that, where funny things happen.
Yeah.
But he is obviously doing it, with intent in mind.
Yeah, I mean, there's sometimes things like that just happen, though. Like, take for example, I was talking to, so when I was down in Lincoln, I was talking to one of the consultants who we work with, John. And
shout out to
John.
John.
Used to be, I don't think John knows what a podcast is. John is a retired criminal solicitor. He used to be a criminal defence barrister.
I wish that ended one word earlier. John is a retired criminal.
I know, it would be. But he did, act for, defend a lot of criminals. And he was saying about one that, he's like, oh yeah, I knew the guy did it. And I'm like, why? I mean, okay.
That is not what the justice system is about. The justice system is about fair and accurate representation of everybody. So
yes, yeah. So he was talking about this one case where it was like the London mob, because that's how it come up. But these two guys were going to go have a fight in a car park, and one guy got out the car with a shotgun.
Oh, okay.
And it somehow got to the point the other guy grabbed it off him and the gun went off, and he shot the guy.
Classic.
I think the guy lived.
Oh, okay.
Now, his excuse was, I just grabbed it and the gun went off. It's like, no, he grabbed the gun and shot the guy. So they were trying to prove this, right? And they brought a gun in, the defence, that the prosecution had brought an actual real gun in. Not loaded or anything, to simulate how it would be.
There's
and just
no Alec Baldwin situation going on here then.
No,
good.
No. And just, bear in mind, this is the prosecution that brought this in to show that this wasn't accurate. And just purely by coincidence, when they were simulating how the gun turned, it clicked.
Oh.
As if it would have gone off.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, shit, shot you. And they won the case based on that. So these kind of things happen. Shit's funny.
Yeah. So look, I don't care about your work. I don't care about that. I care about the quality of your train trip to Lincoln.
It wasn't horrendous. So I can't remember if I'd said to you at the time, but my original plan was to get a train from my home in Livingston to Edinburgh to then get the train to Lincoln. Mm-hmm. I got a message saying that there was a lot of disruptions on the Livingston line. Was
it the London mob having a fight on the train tracks?
No, it wasn't. I don't even think that there were trains that were cancelled, but there was just a lot of red alert warnings. And I'm like, I've been in a situation where there's been alert warnings, I've got on the train because it was fine, and then sat there for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not having that again. So I drove into Edinburgh, which kind of worked out better because it meant I could pick some snacks and stuff up for on the train. Got my turmeric latte, which was great because what I hadn't realised is they've got multiple locations for this place.
I saw your
Black
photo
Sheep Coffee.
of it, of Black Sheep. That is a place I would go to for a coffee, just based on looks alone.
Really good.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the most American type coffee shop I've ever seen. And I mean that in the sense that they've got, they do Belgian waffles and...
Oh, okay.
Weird stuff that you don't usually get at,
It's so American they do. Belgian waffles.
Yeah. They've got, a huge variety of stuff. And I say that because I know that there's stuff that you can get in, American Starbucks that you can't get in other Starbucks.
Yeah.
So yes, that was good. I thought that was a way up the bridges. So I would have to get to the station, walk up a hill, wait my coffee, walk back down. No, I didn't. It's literally across the road from the train station.
That's perfect.
So that was really good.
They know what they're doing. They know it's about location, as solicitors say. I mean, real estate agents say.
So that was quite good. Got that. Got on the train. And John said earlier, because he had to drive into Lincoln as well. He's about 2 hours outside of Lincoln. Mm-hmm. And he was like, let me know what you're doing if you're, getting the train or if you're driving down. So I texted him when I was on the train. As soon as the train started moving, I texted him and said, I'm on the train, because I fully expected the train to be cancelled and me to have to get off and go back to the car and drive down. Well, that was fully on my mind.
The train, 10 years ago, did make some pretty questionable jokes ruined. Pretty questionable tweets. God damn it.
So yeah, it wasn't too bad. It's the Wi-Fi wasn't great and stuff, and my iPad kept glitching up.
Yeah.
So I couldn't, the benefits of being on the train for me, which were using my iPad, did not apply.
You could still use it for drawing and things.
No, that's what I mean. I couldn't, as in I would go to draw and it would do a weird glitchy thing.
Oh, okay.
Where it's it recognised the pen somewhere else and then was drawing weird lines. You ever had that?
No. Oh, yes, I have. I unscrew the nib and screw it back on.
I did that as well. I changed the nib and it was still working.
Did you turn it off and on again?
Reset it, yes.
Yeah.
I think it was just... and I had no problems with it once I got to Lincoln. I had no problems with it on the train back. Mm-hmm. The train was also bumpy to actually draw, as I discovered on the way back anyway.
That's what I was trying to get at before when I was looking like I'm having a rave party. I just thought you were dancing. Yeah, that's what I do.
So that kind of sucked.
Yeah.
But the train itself wasn't too bad. It was like 3.5 hours. And then another half hour to the hotel, which was fine. And then...
Fine? The drive to the hotel, or the hotel was fine?
Well, I get to the hotel.
On a scale of Rio being a 10, to Austin, where would it lie?
It's what I thought Austin would be.
Okay.
Which is a premiere. So, not as good as the Rio, but better than Austin.
Yeah.
Better than a Days Inn.
Gee, not as good as the Rio. That's not real. I mean, look, Rio, yeah. I know you love the Rio.
You're talking about, my beloved Rio. So for me, it's a 10. I'm well aware that the Rio is not a 10. 10 star.
The Rio is a 10 for its mind and personality.
Its contents. Its guest stars.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So yeah, I got to the hotel. And, it was fine, getting there. And it was very quiet. And the woman who was at the desk had been outside, and she'd sort of looked at me funny when I was walking in. It sort of, gets back in, goes behind the desk. She's like, "Hi, can I help you? Are you here for somebody?" And I'm like, "No, I'm checking in tonight." She's like, "Were you meant to be here last night?" "No."
Oh, gosh.
I said, "Oh, it's just because I'm not expecting anybody else tonight." Like, okay, cool. It wasn't me that booked this. It was one of my firm's partners. So I pull out the booking email, and freaking Debbie has booked me in the next day. So I was there the Sunday checking out on the Monday. She'd booked me in for the Monday checking out the Tuesday.
So long story short, you stayed with John? Is that what happened? You shared a room with John?
No. I did stand there and I was like, "Can you please move the booking?" She was like, "That's no problem at all."
We've got about 12 rooms open of a 13-room hotel.
Yeah, it was it was fine.
Okay.
John is rich as fuck.
Yeah.
John stays in a mansion, and I'm not joking when I say that. I mean, I've been on Zoom meetings with him, and he had to change rooms, and he was like, "Let's give you the tour." And me and Debbie are looking at it like, Debbie jokingly says, "Oh, how many bathrooms does that one have?" And he went, 12. And we're like,
hang on.
I'm sorry, what?
He had to change rooms. He's like, "Oh yes, the air in here is getting a little stuffy. Time to move to the parlor." Is that what it was?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you're saying that as a joke, and no, it's probably very close to what actually happened.
The help in the parlour has looked at me funny. Off we go to the sitting room.
What are you doing on the podcast?
No, that's not Jobeth's voice. Jobeth's voice is better than that. But John also does not park.
But yeah,
parking. He probably doesn't park.
So yeah, it was fine. It was fine. Got a pizza for my tea.
Yep. Was it from Domino's?
Thank God for Uber Eats. No, it was from Pizza Hut.
Okay.
Thank God for Uber Eats, which is good because it meant I had leftover pizza for my lunch the next day.
Pizza Hut here a little while ago was doing like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles special pizzas where they had like green sauce squizzled on top of them.
I heard about this.
I wanted them, but it'd been so long since I've had Pizza Hut. Like I can actually remember the last time I had Pizza Hut, and that was with Shannon when we were still at school. I think it was the last time I had Pizza Hut. But then I saw the price and I was like, nah, I don't want to pay for that.
I'll be honest, I am chasing the high of the pizzas I had in Vegas. I had a really good Pizza Hut in Vegas. And the next day I had an even better pizza because it was Easy Rider. And I was like, oh my God. Sorry, no, not Easy Rider, it was Evil Pie.
Yeah, it was Evil Pie, but it was the Cheesy Rider. I knew what you were saying. I knew the floured base you were laying down and covering with cheese. Should probably save this for our next for our guest who's joining us later today, who's probably going to be in the episode that comes out before this one. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, could do.
Yep, cool. But there was one time that there was a train delay for me and Kez. It was like the first time like we'd gone and stayed somewhere together, right? Went to a hotel in the city, and I didn't drive at the time, so we were coming home on the train, and why did we had to get off at a certain station or something? I don't remember exactly what it was. Oh yeah, we had to get off at a weird station like halfway home, and the delay was somebody jumped in front of a train.
Yeah, had those happen before.
Yeah, sploosh. Yeah. Mm.
It happens a lot at Edinburgh, and I don't know why. And they're always like, "Oh, person fell from the roof," and I'm like, "I have seen the roof at the Edinburgh Waverley. People don't fall from the roof."
Do you think this is the Strat and Luxor situation where it doesn't get reported on near as often as it should?
Oh yeah,
it happens a lot more. Yes.
Yep.
I want to circle back to this comedian thing quickly, because you said that you took your parents to see Jimmy Carr once.
Oh yeah. No, so my mum and I went to see Jimmy Carr once, and I was pretty young, so this was maybe about 2006.
Who probably shouldn't have been seeing Jimmy Carr in this situation?
Yeah, I was 13.
Yeah,
I was like between 12 and 14.
That is
one
13.
Of those 3 years. Yeah, that. Yeah. But yeah, no, Jimmy Carr was in the Fringe, and Mum and I was really into 8 out of 10 Cats at the time.
Oh yeah.
And my mum was like, "He's funny. Do you want to go see it?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." Yeah, we went to see him in Edinburgh, and there was a lot of swearing in that, including our favourite word. And
doggos, good boys.
No, but yeah. So when we came out the show, Jimmy was standing in the foyer to sign stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I went up and got him to sign my programme, and he kind of looked at me. He was like, "How old are you?" I was like, 13, and he was like so shocked. And he looked at, because Mum was standing off the side. He looked at me. He's like, "I am so sorry."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Why are you apologising? We can't see you."
He was not apologising for the swearing and the language. He was apologising for being a bad example when filing taxes.
Yes. Yeah. This was before the tax thing too.
Oh, really? Okay.
You're going to find some shit out about me in a few years now. I still have that poster and programme somewhere up in the attic.
So,
he was very nice. I will say that. He was very nice.
It was, I don't remember the exact year, pre-2016, clearly, because Robin Williams was doing not a tour, he was doing a couple of shows in Australia, and not coming to Perth, but he was at Sydney, and my friend at the time went to see Robin Williams with their family, and when they came, I know exactly what to expect from a Robin Williams stand-up comedy show. They didn't.
Yeah.
They were like, my childhood is ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, but I bought the CD and DVD of his. I can't remember which one it was. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like his big comeback comedy special.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things from that I still say today. Like you wouldn't know it.
There's lots of good stand-up bits that I quote on the regular, mostly from John Mulaney, but a couple from Eddie Izzard and stuff like that.
But you don't really like John Mulaney now, is that right?
No, I feel weird about John Mulaney.
Yeah.
Because John Mulaney was like the one you put on a pedestal. Like, John Mulaney would never.
Oh, okay.
Turns out John Mulaney would.
Yeah. Would and did.
Would and did. And apparently was addicted to crack cocaine for pretty much every special we've ever seen. And, but after watching his latest special, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot more going on. Which, it does talk about his rehab and stuff. And yeah, the man is funny.
Yeah.
The man is fucking funny.
I honestly didn't know where you were going when you said, when I said would and did, I was only imagining what it could have been. But then I'm like, well, it's still working today, so it can't be what I'm thinking. So,
well, the reason I say that is because, so at the start of the special, when it was recorded, there was a kid in the audience, and before it starts, he looks up and goes, "You kid in the, how old are you?" 11. Oh, okay. Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean that enough. Do you know who I am? Okay, anyway. It's like, okay, you've seen my stand-ups. So I never say this throughout the station of the show, but don't do what I do. No, don't do this. I was like, yeah, you'll see me do stuff, and it was like blah 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 blah. That's about on the stage. I wonder why that was.
Yeah.
And it said, he was apparently he was so addicted to cocaine in like 2019 that he phoned his accountant and said, "Do not give me cash unless you have an email from me and my doctor."
Yeah.
And then immediately regretted it. So it's like, it's not, there was obviously stuff going on for a long time. So yeah.
Mulaney's pretty clean though, isn't he, as a comic?
Less clean than you'd think.
Okay.
But like, it certainly is early stuff. But
I mean, I'm not talking I'm not talking clean nose.
No.
I'm talking,
like, in comparison to Jimmy Carr, Eddie Izzard, language-wise,
Okay, cool. Well, maybe in honor of the ones that are a little more dirty language-wise, should we expand our vocabularies?
Go for it.
All right. We got like I say, we got music. We had music last time, but that was edited in after the fact. Now it's real time. Hi there, cheesebags. We're here today. We speak very well. Perfect for a language section.
Words with Wayne.
Yes. Oh, we haven't done a Words with Brogan in a while. Shit.
No,
but then again, we haven't been doing recordings in a while either. Here we are today to broaden your knowledge base. Linguistics is what is in our mission statement here at Hey Buddy Nice Podcast. I don't know if it makes sense, but it does. I've seen this card just now, and we're going to go a bit different with this one, Brogan. I'm gonna tell you what it is, and I'm gonna tell you what it is in the foreign language, and you're gonna try and guess what the translation is. You're gonna translate.
Okay.
Now, this one comes from the fine land of Vanuatu, the island nation of Vanuatu. It's in the language of Bislama. I like it because it ends in llama. And its offensiveness is 3 stars. Now, I'll show you it as well so you can read it. The swear word is stingcock, spelled S-T-I-N-G space K-O-K.
So it's a 3-star offensiveness.
Yep. It is very close to what the words could be.
Is it like cocksucker?
Say it as if it was one word and kind of fast.
Cocksucker.
No, not cocksucker. Stingcock.
I was like, stingcock. I don't know.
Okay. The translation is Hi, Mom. The translation is smelly penis.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I can see that.
I'm regretting this bit, Chris. Fucking man, what are you doing?
I would like to say that you are the one who pointed this game out. You are the one who was like, this would make great podcast content. And okay, yeah, I went along with it.
Yeah.
But you are the one who drew it to everybody's attention.
We were happy to leave it on the shelf. Chris was like, man, I'm going to make these people swear. The unfortunate part is it's in Australia and not in Scotland, so you can't do the reading part.
Yep.
Well, I hope we learnt something today, cheesebags. And that is stingcock. It says sting, though. That sounds like it's like a bee is involved. It's bee week. It is bee week on Imager. And so there's lots of pictures of bees being posted. And I got to post my picture of my fluffy boy. That's the bee that I took a picture of. That sounded worse than stingcock. And I'm surprised that people are not liking it more. It's a cute, fluffy little bee.
I do have a picture of, or maybe a video of a bee somewhere that this absolutely fucking huge bee was outside my window. So, outside, there's a pane of glass between us, so of course it was fine. But this little guy was just wandering up and down, and I'm like, wow, you're huge and fluffy.
Fluffy bee. Did I tell you that I got stung by a bee?
It rings a bell, but tell me.
Yeah, I can't. I think it was just before we were like heading out to America, or like the week before or something, and we weren't recording. I don't think we talked about it on the podcast. But this is like the first time I've been stung by a bee in my adult life. It's like I can tell you the amount of times I've been stung by a bee. One, as a child, I whiffed my hand through a bush and a bee stung me. 2, I was walking around in flip-flops, aka thongs, in Australia, and a bee got underneath between my foot and the flip-flop, and I crushed it, and it stung me. 3rd time, I was maybe 11, We were at a swimming pool. There was a bee, dead, drowned. Chlorine got it. I stood on it. That was the last time I was stung by a bee until like 2 months ago. I was driving with my windows down in the work car because the air conditioning doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
I felt something like smack me in the head. I thought like a rock went flying in my window. But no, a fucking bee flew in my window as I'm driving down the road, hit me in the head, and stings me like right in the back of the head. It's like,
ow.
Dude, I've done nothing. You've like come towards this giant, as far as you're aware, beast and gotten inside of it and stung its innards. Like,
he panicked.
Bees are friends.
Saw you. Bees are friends. He obviously panicked. You know, saw your ginger hair and went, no!
Yeah. Actually, I think this happened while Kez was away, while she was following Harold around.
This rings a bell that you and I have spoken about this. I don't think it's on the podcast, though.
So I knew I wasn't allergic because I've been stung multiple times, but it hurt my head for days and my lips were puffy. So I don't need no fillers. I get them puffy lips. But yeah, that was the last time I was stung by a bee. Have you ever been stung by a bee? I
think I have, but I genuinely can't remember the last time.
I don't picture it really a thing in most of the UK.
I think... Oh, it's definitely a thing. I don't know what it was, but I can only imagine that it was incredibly traumatic based on my reactions to bees and wasps.
Aww. Oh, wasps.
And it must be a memory...
Bees are friends. Wasps are some motherfuckers. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know. So, but it's the noise. They do sound very similar, and based on the noise alone, I can't always tell if it's a bee or a wasp.
And sometimes you can't even see them because they're buzzing around the back of your head, and it's difficult.
No.
But I got a headache this week, not from a bee, but from something else. That's why the second episode for the past week was late. It was because I had a bad migraine and just couldn't edit in time. I say edit, most of it is just putting it into a format to post online. That's it. And I informed you of this situation by sending you a text message or a Facebook message. And that message.
You did. I mean, I would like to say that, I don't think I would have... Wayne texts me if he's going to post the episode an hour late. So I think we're the only ones who try and stick on a schedule. So, but usually, no, this one he meant...
When I do message you about it, I assume it's going to be like the next day when I say it's going to be late. But so it's just usually I get it done.
This message was, next to definitely late this week, migration killing me. I looked at that and I was like, he's got a migraine. I can't see.
It was good. It was good deciphering by you.
Yeah, and you sent me a screenshot of another text conversation between you and Kez.
Yeah,
I was like,
this wasn't me.
I think you're both having a stroke.
Yeah. But I wish I worked with you because the person I was at work with, I wasn't working with them. They were doing a site visit. Oh, I tell you. You would have recognized the signs. You would have probably said something. But at this stage, my vision had already started to go a bit funny, right? Which, with these type of headaches, I get them once a year, right? So I kind of am familiar with what's happening. But I'll still do the stroke test to make sure I'm not having a stroke. I pull out my phone, selfie mode, smile, make sure I'm not droopy face, hands up in the air, because another symptom is it is very stroke-like. So when the vision was going weird, I went off and got something to eat, came back to site, and then the guy for the company we're working for at the moment is like, Wayne, where are you? I was like, I'm eating lunch. I'll come in though and I'll see you. He's like, where are you now? It's like, outside. It's like, okay, I'll meet you by your gear. I'm like, cool. So I've said maximum 5 words, right? Up until getting inside, meeting this guy and starting to talk. And he's like, so is there any problems with what you're doing at the moment? And I'm talking pretty slow. I'm talking like this, not on purpose, but kind of aware that I'm talking like this. And I'm like, well, yeah, there are a couple of problems at the moment, but not terrible. It's these two fans here. The problem is that I can't adjust the speed of the fan because I can't think of the word. And I'm pointing to a drawing, like a schematic drawing, and he's like, the access panel in the ceiling, and like, yeah, and I can't say the words access panel. I couldn't think of them, can't say them. And the next symptom that kicks in is the inability to read out loud as well. So reading text, just not able to verbalize it out. But still, reading in my head, I can do that fine. Everything else is verbalized in my head fine, except for access panel. And so I can't even... I have to tell him which fans I'm having issues with, and I can't remember them. And I'm trying to read them off the drawing to say, it's this... The words are outside air fan. I'm sure that is not what I was saying, but I have no idea what the words were. And do you know what his reaction was? After me even saying, I just need a minute. I just need a moment. His reaction, nothing. Literally nothing. No, are you okay? Are you stroking out right now? What's going on? Do I need to call the medic? Nothing at all.
Yet, like, the slow words, like, because this is the first time this guy's met you.
No.
So, no, it's not.
No.
So, he's met and spoken to you before.
Yeah.
So he knows that's not how you usually talk. I think I'd be like, okay, maybe Wayne's just a bit tired. The minute you say, I need a minute.
Yeah. This was early on as well. When I was trying to say access panel, that's when I said, I just need a moment. And then I purposely, dramatically leaned on the counter to try and sell it a bit.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. No, I think, if that was me, that was a co-worker of mine. The struggling with the words would be like, access panel? I'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, are you okay? You know, I would be insisting that you sat down.
Yeah.
And for at least a minute, like, get you a drink of water or something. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I wonder if I had have been like, because the hole in the roof. If I had have said that, maybe that might have, it's like, oh, he can't say those words properly. No, I don't know.
No, it doesn't. It sounds like you could have like collapsed on the floor and he would have went, okay.
Yeah.
And walked away. It's like, come on. If you're working with someone and they collapse on the floor, you have to tidy that up. That's incredibly inconvenient. So you want to make sure that the person doesn't do that.
It's like the only reason you have to tidy it up is because it's a hazard for other people. Like someone could come along and trip over your lifeless body.
Exactly.
Yeah. That started off to be a good day as well. Because, I mean, it started off to be a bad day. It started off to be a good day. So it started off to be a good day.
Make up your mind.
It started off to be a good day because I was using a brand new toothpaste. We've talked about my toothpaste before. So brand new toothpaste, never used. And then it was bad because it wasn't great. It has a weird gel-like texture. And I don't think toothpaste can trigger a migraine, but that was the only thing I'd done different. Then when I'm looking for keep in mind, I'm looking for my sunglasses now and it's still pitch black outside because it's so early in the morning because I have to travel for like an hour and a half to get to this site. I can't find my sunglasses, my cool Maui and Son sunglasses that I bought in Vegas while you were there. And I'm like, fuck, I've like left them at the park when I went to look at doggos. That must be what I've done. Either that, they're in the car. It's okay. They're in the car. It's a good day again. I go and look in the car. No, they're not there. It's a bad day. So I drive to the park's just around the corner. So I walk to where I was sitting, and yep, they were still there. My glasses were sitting there. So it's a good day again. And so it was one of those like good, bad kind of days. Anything else of note happened on your big England trip? Big England trip. What was it? Less than 24 hours?
Pretty much, yeah. Because I left work at 4. To go back to get on the train, and so
you got home at what, 9 o'clock at night? And then you worked at 8 a.m. in the morning again? Oh, home. Okay, that's fine. I forget that I was do that.
I'm a fuck going into the office. Although I did, Debbie did text and say, will we have a catch up tomorrow? I was like, yeah.
Yep.
I'm planning on working from home. Is that a problem? So and she went, no, not work from home.
Oh, Debbie, we will be having a catch-up about your booking skills for hotel reservations. It was Debbie, wasn't it?
Yeah, she did apologise.
Yeah.
And she is authorising my expenses, which I do need to do.
So you upgraded to first class then?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that's a shame.
I actually said that to John before I left last night. I was like, next time I'm going first class.
Yeah.
If only just for the Wi-Fi, because the Wi-Fi was crap.
Yeah, I doubt it's different Wi-Fi.
I was really shocked.
I doubt it's probably because you're in a moving vehicle. I don't know. Maybe it seems to work okay on an airplane.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, not so much to do with the England trip, but certainly to do with work. Surprise, surprise! I was supposed to have a meeting with my boss.
I was going to say you almost went into the office.
Yeah, I almost went into the office. This happened last week as well, where I was supposed to have a meeting with him on the Wednesday, and in fairness to him, he had just been back his holiday. Like, that was his first day back, and I messaged him in the morning and said, are you okay to do this? You know, he's like, not really, I've got some stuff I need to catch up on, I'm not feeling great. I was like, that's absolutely fine. Well, we thought that would happen. We've got one booked in for next week as well. That's fine. So I thought, I'm checking this. So send him an email at, 9:10. I don't hear anything. It's getting to like 11 o'clock. So I send him a text and say, are you still okay to do this? I had to work from home this morning, but I'll be leaving in the next hour to come into Glasgow. And his message back was, I thought you were ill. I'm in Aberdeen.
Oh, shit.
I have so many questions about this, okay? Because this implies that he thought I was ill for at least one whole day, if not two, and never thought to check or expect contact from me to say that I was ill.
Not even to check in with you to find out if you're okay. Maybe we can't talk about...
Nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. And if he thought I was ill, who did he think was covering my job? Because he certainly wasn't looking at anything.
I have a question, and I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this, but...
you can cut it out if we're not.
About, were you checking in on Derek when he was dead?
I was on holiday.
Yeah.
When we thought
I'm
he was
not
dead,
saying
so
were
no.
you checking in, but you were asking other people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is that staying in, or am I cutting this out?
I mean, no, we can keep that in.
Cool.
No, I was in contact with work when I was on holiday and made it clear that, in my opinion, the signs were there that Derek might be dead.
Yeah.
And would like confirmation to the contrary, which we did get.
Yeah, but not right away, and not even the
right
same
away.
day, I don't think.
I believe it was a week.
Yeah.
I believe. It was a week into the holiday that we got confirmation that he was not in fact dead.
Yeah, it was R.I.P. and peace, Derek, all the time.
Yep. Yeah. That kind of is like,
Yeah.
And I told it because Debbie had wanted to talk about something that I said I was doing. And I was like, this is my opinion, this is what I'm doing. I'll discuss with Derek to get it finalised and I'll let you know. I have a meeting with him on Wednesday. So
Allegedly.
I sent the screenshot to Debbie and said, update from my meeting with Derek. And she literally just sent back the facepalm emoji. And I was like, my feelings exactly.
Yeah. So that's both of us. People that were working with or for, not caring at all.
The thing is, right, if the excuses had been the other way around, I know for a fact that Derek's response would have went, well, that's a bullshit excuse.
Yeah.
And not angrily or anything, it would be like, deadpan taking the piss. But I'm like the next time I see her, I'm going to be like, that's a piss poor excuse, Derek.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You never thought to check or even ask? Who the fuck told you I was ill?
Exactly. That's what I want to get down to the nitty gritty of.
I sent him several emails.
Yeah.
That's what's getting. I don't know.
I don't know. Was the content of your email something to be of concern for your mental well-being?
The content of my emails was, I am doing this. If you this is my opinion. Do you agree? This is what I will be doing. This is what I'll be saying. Do you agree? There was no response to that.
Of course.
So I said to Debbie, this is what we're doing.
Yep.
And if Derek has a problem with it, we can discuss it later.
And by God, the office had chocolate cake that day. Because that's what you chose, that's what you said, and that's what happened.
If we want to be specific, it was basically, I don't think we should be accepting money from sanctioned countries.
Yes.
Which apparently is controversial.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. No, not at all. See, this is reminding me a little bit of... no, it doesn't. I'm not going to talk about that. It's fine. It reminds me of something, that's for sure. Man, we need to quit our jobs, destroy the establishment. I don't want to say live off the
Disregard
land.
the constabulary.
Yes, those are words.
Fancy old talk for fuck the police.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's a meme I've seen.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going into it. You're binge watching something. Is it binge watching? I don't care. We're talking about it.
It really is.
Yeah.
I have a new hyperfixation.
What is this hyperfixation?
It's the classic 90s sitcom The Nanny.
The classic 90s sitcom The Nanny starring Fran Drescher?
Yeah. I don't even think it aired in the UK. I'm not 100% sure on that.
How can it not? With a snooty butler. It has to have aired in the UK.
It's certainly never released on DVD in the UK. So that's annoying.
I don't believe that for a second. This is a syndicated network primetime television show.
Okay, let me clarify. I cannot find it in Region B.
Okay.
The UK region on DVD.
Got ya. But you can probably get it in Region 0.
I've managed to source it from other means.
Is it not on... we've got it on a streaming service, I'm sure. Yeah, because Kez watched the whole thing.
It shows it as available as streaming on Amazon Prime. It is not available. It's a bit like King of the Hill. It's really annoying. It's
Amazon Prime, but not in your country.
Yeah. So this happened because a video came up on my TikTok. And I've seen clips of like one of my friends grew up watching it, really, really loves it. So I've seen like GIF sets and everything. I know bits from The Nanny. And yeah, a video came up on my TikTok and I went, Niles the butler looks a lot like Teller. And that was it. I was unable to think or function or do anything else. I literally sat and watched Niles and Cece compilations for ages. I downloaded the whole series.
Fast forward every part until it gets to Niles, something with Niles in it. Yeah.
I do. Well, let me clarify. So I downloaded the whole thing. Season 6 is the main season, the final season for that, because that's when it gets really, really shippy for those two. So I skipped everything and was like, give me Niles and Cece content.
Yeah.
And then went back and found all the good Niles and Cece bits from the other episodes, and now I'm watching it from the start.
Just the compilation. The mega cut.
The mega cut. There's actually like a half-hour video on YouTube that's Niles and Cece, the love story, which just shows clips. Yeah. And it doesn't even show all the good bits.
Oh, what? Like, how dare.
There are so many. There are so many. But I'm kind of in love with them.
Gosh, that means there's other classic 90s TV sitcoms that you've never seen because you're too fucking young.
Yeah, because it came out the year I was born.
Yeah. See, look, The Nanny, and look, of its time, this doesn't really exist anymore because I feel like the comedy is a bit more nuanced, but like The Nanny with Cece and Niles, Drew Carey show with Drew and Mimi, it's that whole dogs at each other kind of thing, which just isn't...
Enemies to lovers.
That Drew Carey wasn't enemies to lovers, unless you're including Drew Carey's brother in the show, and then they became... we're not talking about the lore of Drew Carey here.
Okay. Okay.
But it's not funny anymore, I don't think. Like, it's done a lot more clever when you've got people that hate each other and are still being pithy towards each other, I guess.
I don't know. I think it's... Because it is funny. I do sit and laugh at them. But I'm
yes,
like, would I find it funny if it aired today?
Yeah, it's not...
I don't know.
I'm not saying that it's comedy that's out of fashion even. I'm saying the level of comedy...
It's not done as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not talking about sitcoms either. I don't... A lot of sitcoms are shit. I'm talking about shows which are good and comedic.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's the banter bickering that certainly Niles and Cece have. There's not that anywhere else. That is peak. No one will ever compare to them.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other classic 90s sitcoms. Like, I hate Friends, so I'm not talking about that one, but that's not really in there. But that's lovers to haters more than anything instead of haters to lovers.
I have mixed feelings about Friends. I like Joey, the character, not the spin-off sitcom.
What do you got against... Oh, okay, not Matt LeBlanc. You like the character Joey. Okay.
I do like Matt LeBlanc.
That's fine then.
Just Shoot Me. I seen Just Shoot Me.
Just Shoot Me was great. I liked that show.
I was obsessed with that when I was a kid because they used to play it on Channel 4, so it used to be what I watched before I went to school.
Yeah, because it was David Spade, Brian Posen showed up in that later seasons. I think it was the male guy.
Enrico.
Yes, yep, from
Veronica Mars.
Veronica Mars. I was listening to a song in the car yesterday by my brother, one of my brother's favorite bands, Blue October, and I've been trying to get into them, right? And whatever this song was playing, I'm like, this song sounds like it's from early 2000s that belongs on the Veronica Mars soundtrack. And I don't know when this song was released. It could have been back then, or it could be modern.
Jesus, Blue October. I haven't thought about them for years.
So tell me about Blue October, all right? This is we're taking a sidestep from the TV shows.
I should say, I don't know much about Blue October apart from one song, which is Hate
that
Me.
Song Hate Me? Yeah, it's a good fucking song.
It's a good song.
Yep. But I don't know. I listened to the song first and then watched the video clip for Hate Me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Blue October is an emo band? Is that what it is? I don't think they are, though. But then...
I don't know.
I can't tell. You look at the genres, and there's just so many genres in there.
Yeah. But it's easier not to think about.
Yeah. See, that's instead of messaging Ryan for his birthday to say happy birthday, my birthday message to him was, what's the best way to start listening to Blue October? So I think that being one of his favorite bands, I'm sure he appreciated that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But
if Mitchell texts me on my birthday and says, what is the best Penn and Teller's thing to watch first, I'd be fucking thrilled.
Yep. But yeah, I like Veronica Mars. I can't remember his name either.
I can't remember. I remember his character's name was Elliot.
Yes, Elliot. And I can't remember her name either.
Maya.
Yeah, but the actor's name.
Again, I can remember the character's name. I can't remember the actor's name.
And I can't remember Maya's dad's character or actor's name.
He was a big actor.
Yeah, that's right. He was a name.
And so was,
Nina.
Nina! The Just Shoot Me equivalent of Cece.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, Nina and David Spade's character. Was he just David in that? I can't remember.
No, I want to say Niles. It's not.
It's not Niles.
It's not. Oh, my God. Like, I was so obsessed with this show when I was a kid. This was back before internet was properly on phones. When I had a Nokia.
Yeah.
I was looking up the Wikipedia.
Yep.
For it. Wendy Malick is her name that said Nina.
Yeah, and she shows up in a lot of stuff. She does a lot of
voice.
Oh, yeah.
George Segal.
George Segal, that's it. He was also the granddad in... Yeah.
Yep. Enrico Colantoni.
That's a very...
David Spade played Dennis.
Dennis.
That's why we can't remember.
Not David, yeah.
Yeah.
See, that show, Just Shoot Me, has got one of my favourite bits in it that I can't repeat here because it is so... out of time that it's not racist, I don't think.
No,
but it's mistaken racism, which probably isn't funny.
I think I need to go back and watch it, but I'm just realising right this very second that one of my favourite bits about Just Shoot Me was when Elliot tries to propose to Maya and keeps having a panic attack every time he does, and I think he tries about 3 or 4 times, and now I'm looking back and I'm like, Niles proposes to CC 5 times in the show, purely out of panic.
Yeah,
I'm like, what is it with me and men who just I love him. Why is it always it's always the age of inappropriate? Yeah, it's always the old man that I fall in love with.
Old man, not Niles, but a very similar name, right? So Ted Lasso.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've got, I can't remember his name, the actor's name, but the guy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer who is the Watcher. Rupert.
No, it's Rupert is his character's name.
Yes.
Anthony Stewart Head.
Okay, Anthony Stewart Head, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he's only referred to really as Giles. Yeah. Now in Ted Lasso, his character's name is Giles. And that, it irks me.
You mean Rupert?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, Rupert.
They call him Giles, don't they?
No, Rupert. His name was Rupert Giles in Buffy.
Yeah.
And his name is Rupert
Yeah.
So, that's what I meant. Rupert, not Giles.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I've been corrected. I knew what I meant.
I was in love with him too. I had Rupert. I had Giles action figures.
That does not surprise me in the slightest. not even a tiny bit. Mm-hmm. But yes, his name is Rupert. And that
yeah.
Like, I don't know. If I looked at a script, say I'd done a show for nigh on a decade, and went to do another one 20 years later, and it had the same name as the character I was doing, I would say, hey, can we just revisit this quickly?
Do you know what? If his first name had been Giles, I would have said. But yeah, I think I think he might have seen it and went, "This is a sign. I need to do this."
Maybe. And I don't like the accent he's doing in Ted Lasso either, because I
don't hate it.
I don't believe it's his normal accent, but it bothers me because sometimes it's not there and sometimes it is.
I hate him less since the last episode.
Yeah. Oh wait, I say yeah. Oh yeah, it's not fully finished yet, but yeah, I think I'm up to date now because I'm catching up on all my shows. Like, been watching Mandalorian as well. I'm gonna have to hit spoiler music because it's something I want to talk about.
Okay.
Where's my spoiler music? There it is.
And before you do, remind me to tell you about the thing afterwards. Just say the thing and I'll remember.
I'll have to remind myself to remind you to say the thing. So
okay.
In The Mandalorian, nothing has been spoiled for me story-wise, but some characters, some guest appearances were spoiled. So if you don't want that spoiled for you, even though the whole season I think is out now, but that's why the spoiler music is playing. Now, I also wasn't 100% sure. Like, I knew Christopher Lloyd, yes. I saw that confirmed that Christopher Lloyd was in an episode. And I was also seeing memes of Jack Black looking all weird and fancy, but the meme was a redo of an existing meme. Like, Jack Black could just do anything crazy, and I was like, oh, Jack Black. Oh, he could burst into a room right now.
We just assume it's him.
Yeah, exactly. But it's in his Mandalorian in the character he's done up as. So I'm like, it probably is. But there was another special guest on that same episode that I didn't know about until I ruined it for myself by looking at it in the IMDb credits, and it's fucking Lizzo.
Yeah.
And Lizzo is like married to Jack Black in it. Now, the best thing about this with Lizzo being in it, she loves Baby Yoda. She loves Grogu in real life.
Yeah.
And I swear, there's just parts where she's probably like, she's like holding Grogu and like just like patting him on the head. And they probably just had that from like camera B recording. It's like, we've got to include this into the shot of like...
Yeah, like she's not acting.
Yeah, exactly. But it was also... it wasn't your regular sort of crazy Jack Black, which I liked as well. It was a different type of crazy. Good. Can recommend so far. People were not liking some episodes of Mandalorian for particular reasons, like because there's one where they were in a cave and it was like really dark, and it's like, motherfucker, buy a TV with HDR. Simple as that. High dynamic range. There you go. That's all I have to say about Mandalorian. Oh no, that is all I have to say about Mandalorian, the TV show. But one other thing is when I was at Disneyland, when we were at Disneyland, in Batuu, Star Wars Land, I'm aware that Mando walks around. Yeah. So looking everywhere for Mando and Grogu. Finally found him. Was very happy. I think I showed you the photo. I think we may have even talked about it. But as we were walking around, there's merchandise everywhere. And I walked past this like regular Yoda statue. Yeah. And there's a family behind me and there's a little kid, and the little kid goes, look, it's baby Yoda, but he's a grandpa.
Oh,
that was hilarious.
Jesus.
Yeah. No, so, I mean, I like the fact that Yoda now is only Baby Yoda. That is all it should ever be.
That's the full name. There is no space. It's just Baby Yoda.
Yeah. And I've come to accept that Baby Yoda's name is Grogu. I'm happy to say Grogu. And I'm also now accepting the fact that Mando's name is Din Djarin as well. I can accept that. I can.
Okay.
My boy Pedro.
Good. Okay.
I think we're probably going to have to... This episode might be a little bit short.
Well, no, because I need to tell you about the thing.
Oh, yeah, tell me about the thing. Oh, you just reminded me that I have to remember to remind you about the thing. Tell me about the thing.
So this is with you talking about catching up on stuff. So I was talking with our buddy Slaking the other day, and he sent me a YouTube link, and opened it up, and it was a video posted by our buddy Brian Brushwood on his YouTube channel, Scam School. This was 2 days ago, and I'm like, how have I not seen this? Because I'm usually pretty up to date on my YouTube subscription stuff. But
was
clearly,
this a YouTube
binge watching
short?
The Nanny. No, it was just a regular video. It was like a couple of minutes long.
All right.
I was like, clearly I've been binge watching The Nanny, so haven't caught up with anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, the reason I was so shocked about this is Matt Donnelly. The very real, definitely real as Matt Donnelly is in this.
Really?
And it's Brian. Yeah, it's Brian with the 2 or 3 other guys and Matt, and they're talking about, doing a thing where you like put your fists together and you can. It's a strength test with fingers where you can just.
Okay.
You have to watch it to understand what it means.
Stiff as a board, flat as a whatever it is.
It's a bit like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But Brian gets this guy and he's got like huge cannon arms, like fucking massive arms, and Brian just flicks it and it works and stuff. So then they're like, all right, Matt, they're talking about how it works and stuff like that, and they're like, okay, Matt, if you were to do this on stage, how would you do it? She turns to the guy, it's like, right, okay, do that. Goes to flick there and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And Matt's like, I have the daintiest fingers in show business. I'm laughing at this. I'm messaging Slaking. Slaking then sends me a tweet that Matt posted in 2013. But he says, I've just had a manicure. No matter what, blah, blah, blah. I have the daintiest fingers in show business. I'm like,
shit.
It's canon! I'm putting this on his Elkton posters.
Yeah, is the recall. The daintiest fingers in showbiz, Mr. Matt Donnelly, the mind noodler.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yep, we've got to get prepared for our guests. So we're going to wrap up this episode, and look, if you got anything to say to us, like Scoop Meefa did, write to us, admin@nicepodbud.com, or go to nicepodbud.com. There's contact form. That's how it works. You can also check out some of the designs on the store if you like. There's a new one on there now. I'm almost done with the other one, with the one that I showed you. I want to get that up there. That's just nicepodbud.com/store, and treat yourself. Buy yourself something nice. We don't really talk about it much, but what's your buy me a coffee?
Same as all my other handles, at 7 billion needles.
Oh, easy one to remember.
Getting inching closer to opening that store.
It's going to launch soon.
I have some stock in.
Yep.
It's going to launch very soon.
Yeah.
I'm expecting, if not before, then it will launch by 1st of June.
Okay. We won't hold you to that. But you can also follow Brogan at that same handle, at 7 billion needles, on any social media that Brogan exists upon.
Yeah, and you can find Wayne at Wayne Geo, and that is also where his Patreon is.
Yeah, but don't worry about that for now. Brogan's buy me coffeeing stuff. Yeah, because my Patreon's not even running for the last couple of months, so don't even bother with that. Anyway, in the meantime, what do I usually say? Thanks for stopping by and having a listen.
And as always, stay fresh, cheese bags.